I feel like I've been playing life safe or playing life small, and I don't know if you feel the same at all, but I feel like, especially over the last 6 months, maybe, or even 2 years, I suppose, I've not really tried, or I feel like I've been hiding from the things that I knew I should be doing. And I've noticed that really, well, there's a lot of different things, but I guess I'm just going to speak off the cuff of, and it might help you. The ego is probably the biggest thing. Like actually identifying myself and my identity with the ego, with Sam, or an old version of me, which brings a lot of self-doubt and just thinking too much, like overthinking, instead of detaching myself from the thoughts that are coming up in my mind and just not fucking thinking so much. Like a lot of the time I feel like thinking, I talk myself out of doing stuff. It's like there's a difference between thoughts and thinking. I'm reading a book at the moment which is called Don't Believe Everything That You Think. And thoughts are the things that just come to you. Like, you don't choose your thoughts. They're just things that come to your mind. Like, you might be in the shower or you might be walking and you'll have a thought come to your mind. Whereas thinking is an active thing of you start actively engaging in thinking about the thought that has just come to your mind. And I think one of the biggest things that you can do, which is the whole point of meditation, and I lived with the monks for 10 days in a temple in Thailand and meditated for 12 hours a day, every day. And the biggest thing with all of it is just detaching yourself from the thoughts, like detaching your identity from the thoughts, from the ego of what is you. And one of the key things from the temple that I lived at, one of the key things that they taught, there was three. The first one was suffering, the second one was non-self, which is the one that I want to talk about, and then the third was impermanence. So everything's changing. Suffering is just that whatever you do in life, even if you're just sitting comfortably, if you sit for long enough in the same position, you will experience discomfort. So everything in life has suffering, but the one that I want to talk about is non-self, which is the concept that you yourself, there is no fixed identity. Like if you actually turn inwards and ask yourself, who am I that is talking? I am the one doing this. I am going for a walk. I am doing this. What truly is that? And if you go deep enough, and this is something that no one can do for you, like you have to ask it yourself and go deep within yourself, which is the fun part, but also the part why most people stay asleep and never change their life. And I feel like I haven't been asking that recently. And I've just been allowing myself to be pulled back into that old version of Sam and just acting without being aware and stopping myself through the act of actively engaging in thinking about thoughts, which a lot of the times lead toward the negative outcome of self-doubt or fear or one of those thoughts that the ego is using to keep you in the same position. Because the only goal, the one singular goal of the ego or of that old version of you that you are trying to detach yourself from, because it exists as a separate being outside of yourself, that old version that has power, which is why when you're not aware of things or you aren't consciously making decisions or to do things, I know I feel like this, I feel like I snap back into that old version and just do things out of habit of like self-sabotage or jacking off or just shit that you consciously don't want to do. And the ego uses those feelings. It tries to get you to feel those feelings of fear, self-doubt. Why? Because its singular goal is to exist and for you to stay the same. Because then, and it's not like a bad thing or a good thing, it just is what it is, because it's just a survival mechanism. And the way that it feels like you can stay alive and survive the best is by nothing changing, everything staying the same, which makes sense because you're alive now. So it just makes logical sense that the best way to keep you alive is to keep doing the same thing. So it's not a bad thing, but you don't Like, we aren't in primitive times anymore, so you don't need to survive as much as that. And a lot of life will be better if you just don't fucking think. Again, this is just like talking to myself. So, as a plan for myself, and I don't know if you get anything from it, but, or if anyone's watching, but I've now started watching again because I've kind of like just been drifting. I feel like I was playing Clash Royale or watching stupid videos and just like not being present. I've gone back to watching Nero Knowledge on YouTube. If you want to change your life, or if you want to like create the life of your dreams, I highly recommend watching him. So the main thing that I want to focus on is, one, be more present. Stop detaching with the thoughts. Like, that, I think, is the number one thing. Like, meditate in the morning, detach from thoughts, because that creates the baseline for the rest of the day. I want to keep my mind focused on the life that I want, the positive rather than the negative. And I think that will naturally happen because I feel like I feel like I distract myself so much, or the ego, it's me because I'm allowing it, but the ego wants to keep me distracted, to keep me staying the same, because then I won't allow the imagination to run free and start thinking about that life that I want. Because what will happen then? I start visualizing it, I'll start seeing it, I'll start realizing that my life that I'm living now isn't aligned with the life that I want. So I will start feeling uncomfortable, and then inspired action will start coming to me, so then I'll start taking action towards that life. So my goal now is just to detach from everything. Like, stop, be completely, like, just stop all the inputs. Like, stop consuming shit from the external, which is videos and all this kind of thing, because it's just, like it says in the Bible, blind leading the blind. Like, why would you get your knowledge from someone in the external, which is a limited perspective? As a human, you're only experiencing things limitedly, when you can get knowledge and wisdom from the infinite knowledge of the universe, of all. So I need to detach from all of that, and then allow myself to start using my imagination more, getting into a better state, feeling better, because it's all just about emotions and thoughts, which dictate your vibration, which then dictate your action, which will dictate your external reality. So if you're having an issue in the external reality and you don't know why, come back to work backwards, and then come back to the emotions and thoughts. That's it. My voice is fucked. Sweet.